Welcome to the Mother Daughter-ish podcast. It's your mama's favorite podcast.
And the podcast your daughter always wanted.
This is Miss Dawn.
And Angelique.
From the 713. Houston, y'all. Get connected and stay connected weekly as new shows debut on Sunday, Wednesday, and please check out our Saturday Out and About showcases.
Enjoy the show. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell every woman on the planet that you know about our show.
Here's our show for today. Hey ladies, this is your official invitation to join us on the Winner's Circle Cruise in January. We're going to meet in Fort Lauderdale and go through Key West. And then from Key West, we are going to go over to Bimini, Bahamas. If you have not been to the Bahamas in the last year or so, you've got to go. It is so wonderful, so lovely, so awesome. So far, we've got a good group of ladies that are already signed up. The max to go is 24, unless something wild happens, but 24 is the max. If you received the flyer from me, you know that you need to go ahead and get your deposit down. So we'll spend the first day in Fort Lauderdale getting on the cruise. It'll spend a day on the water. We'll get over to Key West, spend a day there. That'll be day 3. And then for day 4, we will be in Bimini, Bahamas, and we will spend an entire day there where we will just foo-la-la, foo-la-la, foo-la-la. And the final day, we will be back in Fort Lauderdale. I do suggest that you get to Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the night before the cruise. I have seen people be left, so don't be one of them. Now, if you want to leave the day we get back, the cruise is going to be back. By the time you get off, it'll be 10. So if you want to book you a flight, book it after 10 or noon. You just saw the beautiful rooms that we are going to be booking. Yes, every room will have a balcony unless you declare otherwise. Now look at that water. Can you tell me you don't want to be there? Look at all of those good markets. You telling me you don't want to be with the Winner's Circle? The Winner's Circle is for women owners of businesses that want to get together with other women from all over different places to be able to mastermind, to talk about our businesses, to grow, to support one another, to hear others' perspectives on how you can do things different in your business to be the best business and to grow your business. Anything that you can't talk about with other people, this is a great time. Join us on the Winner's Circle Cruise. Hey, mothers and daughters, I'm back again today with a wonderful interview. And guess what? This happens to be someone who's right here in my own hometown that I never even knew. It's so funny how you could be in business for 26 years and you still keep meeting people right in your same community or even in your same city. So today I have Miss Meka Diamond. Hi, Meka.
Hello. I'm so happy to be here.
Good. I'm excited to have you here because I always find it so funny when I talk to people who are actually in my same city that I have not run into. You would think that in almost 30 years that you'd run into some of the same people, but this is why I get extra excited because it's like, ooh, somebody new that I didn't know.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Houston is a big city.
Oh man, we are so big and we just keep growing with people. I think the word got out how big we were and they said, oh, well, they have space for us. We'll just move from all these other places and just go to Houston. But I love it here, born and raised, and I wouldn't give it up for anything. I love to travel everywhere else, but Houston is home.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell us, what is the name of your business and how did you come up with the name for the business?
Wow. So my name, the name of my business is Visible Evidence, and I came up with the name. I am a retired hairstylist, and so I consider myself a magician. You know, you would come in one way and you would walk out another. And so I came up with the name because I felt like I wanted it to be visible. Whatever style that I gave my clients, I wanted to be visible. And I also wanted it to be evidence that I, as a stylist, was able to capture what it was that their desired hairstyle was, or something that I shared that I thought that was a better fit for them. So that's where Visible Evidence originated. But then as a hairstylist, I began to have people in my chair that would always ask for resources, or they were specifically in a certain arena, or they had a specific business. So I was the go-to person for everybody to come and get referral. And so I started a profit sharing program because I was giving away a lot of money, but I wasn't making any of it. And so I decided to take some marketing classes to learn more about marketing and how I could actually grow underneath that umbrella, as well as growing in the hairstyling industry.
I love it. And how long have you had that particular business?
So it's been at least about 17 years now that that
Okay.
name, Visible Evidence, has been around. It went from one route to the next, but it has been around for over 17 years.
And that's okay. We should always be evolving. I used to have this thing that, if we don't continue to evolve, then we'll just stay stuck in a rut. You have
Yes,
to continue to take your
absolutely.
business. And it's one of those things where you can take a business and you can, to have seven different things you do in that business, but they all still go back to the core meaning of what
Absolutely.
you do. So I absolutely
Absolutely.
understand it. So what type of clients typically come to you and, other than the ones who of course need referral services and things like that, what type of
Absolutely.
you and stays with you?
Yeah, so most of the clients that come to me, and I'll be honest, most people or most business owners, they get stuck and they don't know how to come up out of being stuck, right?
Right.
You have all of these trends that are coming across social media. We didn't have social media back in the day, so we had to do door to door. We had to get out and actually work
Cold
in the
calling
market. Absolutely. And
on the
so,
landline.
right, hanging up on you.
No, no.
If you don't get it in the
Damn.
first 15 seconds, you won't get it in.
Right, right, right. So
And
very
so the type of clients that will come to me are those that are needing help. They are saying, you know what, Meka, I'm at my wits' end. I've spent a lot of money on marketing. I don't see a return on my investment.
yeah,
And so what am I doing wrong?
yeah.
Or you have business owners that are getting ready to start business and they want to make sure that they have their foundation together.
Right.
And those two type of clients are the ones that I love because I am a person, I get a natural high off of seeing someone succeed by our strategies and our processes and procedures, right?
Yeah.
So when I see the growth based on meeting you where you are
Mhm.
and taking you to where you're wanting to grow and you understanding the process, that's what makes my heart smile. And so those are the type of clients that I have received. I would walk with them hand in hand in order for them to understand the strategy and the marketing. Because a lot of business owners, and you may know this yourself, or organization leaders,
Mhm.
they think they are prepared for a certain place and they have an expectation for certain things,
Yeah.
but their foundation, the ground is a little shaky. They're not even ready for the
That's what I
marketing side
call the
of it.
business end of the business. When people come
Yes,
in, they say, "Oh, can you write a grant for me?" But the first question is, "Okay, you're a for-profit or a nonprofit?" They go,
right.
"This," and I go, "Okay, so if you're a for-profit, do you have your LLC? Do you have your EIN? Do you have blah blah blah?" And they go, "No, but there's this grant available." No, I'm sorry. No, I won't be able to do it for you, but you can do it on your own if you feel like that's good. But see, for me, you and I have the same thought process. If the business end of the business is not taken care of, then moving
Hmm.
forward, you're going to have a shaky everything going forward.
Yes.
So now I saw on your bio that you do a lot of branding and development and things like that.
Hmm.
How did you get into, and I know we went through this whole 10 years phase a few years, quite a
Hmm.
few years ago about branding. How did you get kind of like because I feel like people who are good at branding, they have to have an eye.
Hmm.
It's almost like a home decor person. They have to have the eye, like they can walk into a hot room.
Yeah.
So we could do this, and this, and you're like,
Yes.
see the future. How did it kind of click on you that this is a niche for me? I could do that.
Well, it started out in the hair industry. Remember, I talked about me being creative and me
Yeah,
liking to see the end result.
yeah,
So I didn't know that was just a business for my start, for me
right,
to understand what being a creative was. So then I just was a creative of hair. I didn't realize that I had all of these other gifts that God had given me to where I was really a creative
uh,
overall. So
mhm,
that I looked at what was attractive to the eye for myself.
right,
Then I look at businesses and say, oh, that's what you're not doing. This is what you need to tweak. This
right,
is what you need to add. Yeah, you found your target market or you have a great audience,
hmm,
but you don't have the creative eye to package it together to make it look like something that the marketplace would want to invest in. And I
right,
think that's a lot of things that people miss also. People aren't out here just spending money to spend money. You have to solve a problem in the marketplace. They have to understand, why do I need to invest in your business, your organization, whatever it is that you're selling, because
exactly,
it has to solve something. And a
exactly,
lot of people, they just have these creative ideas. They have the gift of hairstyling. They have the gift of eye for purses. They have the gift for fashion. They have a gift for music,
right,
but they
makeup,
don't understand how to package it together to make the marketplace want to grab it, want
right.
to get a piece of it.
Yeah,
don't
and
want to be left
sometimes I
out.
bet they get in this funk of where there's so many out there doing it. But that's the one thing
Yes.
you said, the perfect thing. I know I used to listen to and I still do listen to Mike Murdoch over in Dallas.
Hmm.
One thing he says in his ministry, if you can solve a problem, you'll never be broke.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I was just like, that makes so much sense because if you're
Hmm.
solving a problem, then we're just doing stuff.
Yes.
And I'm right where I
Yes.
was when I met you. So, like, what was the point of all of that? And like you said, a lot of
Right.
people just spend money just to spend it, just to say they're
Yeah.
doing something. But if you're not seeing the results, and I'm that person like you, where I like to see the end result in mind
Hmm.
and then take
Hmm.
it and reverse engineer it to make it match what that end result I'm seeing is. I love it.
Right.
I love it.
Right.
So what are
Right.
some of the things that you're doing? I would just say your top three things that you're doing to grow your business right now.
Well, I launched a new company titled Meka Diamond Inc. during the pandemic. And I also wrote a book titled Diamonds in the Rough. So I talked about my business journey. I talked about in the book how each chapter I may have lost some people, but the next chapter I gained more than what I lost. So
Right.
I talk about that in my book. And then also life is life. And, things happen during your journey. People sometimes see where you are and they don't know the glory story, right? They don't know all of the things that happened to you prior to you getting to the level. I always tell people, I feel like I was an underground rapper, an underground business. You gotta walk and you gotta dig deep, right? You gotta understand. And I often have these Biz Blooper Thursdays where I talk about my journey and the things that I did wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and having people that are open, honest, and transparent about I did this wrong, right? I lost some money. It
Yeah.
took me. I had to go the marathon route, but after I learned it, now I'm doing better. And so for me, I launched Meka Diamond Inc., which is a coaching business.
Okay.
To where now I'm coaching individuals on the process. And
Right.
so you're feeling more comfortable when you go out and you hire a content creator, a social media manager, someone who's doing media for you, someone who's taking pictures. You'll have the eye to know what to look for. And then when you get it, you know what to do with it to package it together in order for it to be beneficial for the consumer. So,
Tell me one of your most proud, because we all have those moments, one of your most
yeah.
proud moments in business. It can have to do with something you did with a client, it could be something you did for yourself. What has been
Mhm.
that most proud moment in your business to date?
To date, the most proud moment, and some people will probably look at this and say, wow, my proudest moment was my most successful year was during the pandemic when everything was shut down.
I
And
say that about
why
the
was
big
I
housing turn in 2008. It's like everything was
absolutely
up.
it would and here's the thing why I say that. I say that because I had to dig. I couldn't lay dormant or complacent. I took that time to be educated.
Mhm.
I took that time to build in other markets,
Right,
but I understood how to do it.
right,
So in order for me to not be complacent or be okay with where I was, I
right.
dug deep with what I know that works. And that was the largest financial year for myself, and stretching me across the globe, not just in some of the markets that are here in the city of Houston and Dallas, Louisiana, but I
Right.
stretched to New York, I stretched to Chicago, I stretched to South Carolina, I stretched to some people in Africa. So that was the largest for me, for myself, because I knew then what I was capable of doing
Right.
because I was put in a position where I had to do it in order to survive.
Exactly. Now walk us through a day in a life of Meka Diamond. I'm
Whoo, how much time do we
talking about
have?
we got all the time you want, but listen, walk us through one of those days that by the time you get in the bed, you don't even remember laying your head down because you went straight.
Oh my God.
Let's walk
Oh
through a
my
day in
God.
the life of Meka Diamond.
So the day in the life is I wake up. First of all, I'll start when I wake up. I wake up in the morning and I think about what all do I have planned for the day, right? I start off, I may get calls at 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm telling clients, listen, my time don't start till 10. Let me get up, get my thoughts together and get myself together. But
But you probably make the same mistake I make. And when you're having these conversations, you let people know how early you get up. Because I've done that a few times. And I've
yeah.
literally, because I tell everybody, okay, I'm up at 3 a.m. every day. And I have clients that have called me at 5 in the morning. And I'm like,
Oh,
what you doing? What,
yeah.
I'm on Central
Or
Standard Time,
send you a
first of
text because
all.
they up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And it's like when I said that to you, I need to correct that and just let you know that's my time.
Right.
So you get up, sometimes you start getting calls at 6 in the morning. Okay.
Yeah, I start getting calls at 6 in the morning. I head to my office, and
So
on my way to the
you have an
office.
outside office.
Yes, I do have an
Okay,
outside office.
got it.
So I head to my office, and on my way to my office, I'm spiritually feeding myself. I'm listening to gospel music. I'm listening to inspiring music
Motivation. Yeah.
because, I'm a person that don't go to bed until last night, this morning, till about 2 or 3, because my mind is constantly thinking about what can I do to enhance? Let me
Right.
look this up,
Got it.
and the Lord speaks to me in the nighttime. So I'm mostly up at night as well. But anyway, the day for myself is I have scheduled meetings.
Yeah.
I have unexpected meetings.
Right.
I have people that have emergency situations. So I'm scheduled Zooms, creating content for those who are my clients. I'm on different time schedules because it may be Eastern Standard Time or
Yeah,
Central Standard Time.
yeah.
I'm connected to nonprofits. I'm a board member of a nonprofit.
Mhm.
We are preparing for events. I also am a board member of another nonprofit. So my day consists of different lanes, different arenas
Right.
all day
Kind of like
up
an
until my.
actress, and you do one scene and you say cut, and
Yes, absolutely.
that's how I take
That's a perfect analogy.
that's exactly how I have to take it because I literally have to shut everything down. If I'm working
Yeah,
with XYZ, this client, when I'm done with that one, I gotta literally forget that person
yeah,
and literally
yeah.
move over here. That way I don't get your information mixed up.
Exactly.
So
And then you have to think about the person. You
yeah,
have to change. You have to quickly change your thought
yeah.
process. You
Different
have to
person,
quickly
different
change how
opportunity.
the
Yeah,
person is going to receive what you're saying.
right.
So people don't understand why some business owners are exhausted because they're taking on things
Yeah,
that clients are talking about. They're taking on frustrations from other people. They're taking on issues from other people. So
yes,
mentally, you're having to shift rather quickly.
yeah.
And you have to wear a face. I tell people every day I wear a face every single day. I have to put my personal aside and run my business.
That's right.
So that's what makes it a lot sometimes.
So now you just explained to us how you work, and it sounds like you work very smart, very hard, very diligently. Let us hear how you play hard, because I am a balance of work hard, play hard, like master, work hard, play hard. Let's hear how you play hard. What does Meka Diamond do for Meka Diamond that you can just literally shut everything down,
Hmm.
close your computer, and that's your time? Maybe take a vacation, maybe
Hmm.
sit back and just sip on some tea while you listen to some jazz. What does Mika do to play hard?
My play hard is getting away. I have to get out of my routine environment. I have to get to a place where I'm unfamiliar, and really enjoy the fruits of my labor. Like, really say, I went to Chicago for a full week last week,
Mm-hmm.
and I had the most amazing time because I am a firm believer in you have to get away to regroup, refresh, reset. I can't be 100% if I
Like a
run myself
like a
into the ground.
renewal. Mm,
Yes.
yeah,
And so when I came back from Chicago this week, I'm on fire. Like, I have things to do. I'm geared up. I've had enough rest. So that's one of the things. But I also love fine dining. I love a fine dine restaurant.
okay.
I love trying to, and I've always been like that. I love to go and sit down and have a good dinner, maybe with someone to have great conversation that can take me away from
Right.
the everyday life. I've done staycations where I go get a hotel room. I don't leave the hotel. I order DoorDash, order room service, and just take myself out of the environment, in order for me to refresh and reset.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. You said that you've written a book and it was called Diamond
Mhm,
in the Rough. Let's talk a little bit about it. Now, I know you said it was more about your business, but
mhm.
who was that book talking to? Was it talking to the person who wants to get their business started and needs to kind of know the ebbs and flows of business? But let's talk about the book.
Well, it really speaks to different targets. It speaks to the man, it speaks to the woman, because not only am I talking about business, but I'm also talking about life.
Yes.
Some things that has happened within my life, and it talks about me being suicidal and how I got out of that. It talks about you understanding the value of your relationships are for a season. We
Mhm.
often say that, but we don't really think about that when we get into those situations where some people that you thought were going to be along with you
Mhm.
during the journey, they are no longer there. So I talk about the blessing on how I can see from chapter to chapter why the Lord did this and
Mm-hmm.
why he did that. You know, going through some things, it hurts and it's so painful that you can't get out of the moment.
Right.
And so this is a book of hope. It's a book of my journey through my the people that were a blessing, even though they may not be along for a lifelong journey, but they
Right.
were the blessing when they were involved or we were partnered or we were collaborating together. And so it's a self-help book. I've gotten a lot of feedback on people not knowing I'm a very private person.
Yeah.
And so for people to be able to witness my life journey without really knowing that it was a journey and
Right.
how God strategically placed me in places in order for me to move up in
Right.
this journey, that's what that book is about.
Oh, that
I
sounds awesome.
love it.
That's really awesome. You know, the one thing that we get excited about, just us as entrepreneurs, I know this for a fact, especially us as women, is to be able to share that journey with people on
Yes.
so that they can literally kind of go through it and see. Because sometimes it's funny how we think we're the only one going through.
Hmm.
It's like you feel like you're the only one on that island. And when you start talking to other women, you're like, girl.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
really amazing. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience and our viewers about you, where they can reach you online, how they can connect with you?
Absolutely. So I am Meka Diamond on everything. I'm Visible Evidence on Instagram, and it's spelled as a little different from your actual spelling of visible.
Right.
It's VZABLE, evidence like evidence in court. So you can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn under Meka Diamond. Also, Meka Diamond Inc., which is the company that I launched during the pandemic. You can find me under that. I'm also launching MD Inc. Academy, which is going to be a academy of coaching and understanding the digital marketing space,
Mm-hmm.
also marketing and branding. We're going to talk about PR, public relations, and of course, community relations, which is my heart, my soul, and giving back to the youth, and so many other things. And I just want to help business owners, organization leaders, and even those who don't have a business or an organization, but just want to grow mentally, be motivated, uplifted, and inspired. We're going to do that through the academy. So all three of those platforms. And then as well, I am www.mekadiamondinc.com. That is my website for
And
you to be able to
it's
find all the things
Meka.
out.
Let them know it's
Uh,
Meka. So
Meka, Meka Diamond, like the diamond that the girls love.com.
like they say, our best friend, diamonds are girls.
Yes, absolutely. MekaDiamondInc.com.
Now, before I let you go, I'd like to know about your proclamation. I know that you have your own day, and we, at the
Yes.
Daughter Ish podcast, our day is September 1st, and we got our
Oh,
proclamation.
congratulations.
So tell me about your Meka Diamond proclamation that you have.
Yes, so I have a brother that was killed in of March of 2007 due to gang violence. And so what I promised him was that I was going to be his walking spirit on earth by doing a lot of community service. So I dug in the trenches. I made sure that I was a part of
You kept the
many
promise.
organizations and being a servant and being a help and being a source, a resource, speaking in schools against gangs and speaking to students and young men about their decisions, their decision making in life. And so, because of my hard work, I was proclaimed a day, and it's actually November the 15th. It's on my brother's birthday because I started out because of him and because of all the hours that I have accumulated. I was awarded that opportunity that day. So it's a very, very special day for me because I know that everybody who don't know him, who didn't know him when he was born, when he was here in the flesh,
They
they
will.
do know him in spirit because everything that I do has his name attached to it. So it's
That's
a very special day for me.
no, that's beautiful that you have kept your promise. Because
Yes,
keeping a promise, it just makes you feel so good about it because you're like, I'm about my word, and that's a good thing to be
yes,
about your word. Wow, that's exciting.
yes,
I saw that in your bio. I said, no, I gotta.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's
we're gonna go
very
through all
special.
of that process to get the proclamations and everything.
Absolutely,
It might be something that's literally close to our hearts. So thank you for
for
that.
sure.
Well, mothers and daughters, you have Miss Meka Diamond. Miss Meka, any last parting words to our viewers?
Absolutely. Well, first, thank you so much for having me on your platform. It has definitely been a pleasure. A pleasure. I do not take this for granted at all. I do have some things that are coming up for those who would love to be a part of the Academy on June the 24th. We have our first Content to Coins workshop where we're going to talk about digital marketing. We're going to talk about where you are. We're going to talk about your niche. We're going to talk about your target market, how we're going to do a content demo where we're going to actually create. We're going to talk about Canva. We're going to talk about all the things in order to help you progress in your business.
Right.
No holds barred. You will be able to ask questions. I'll be able to answer them for
Mm-hmm.
the low cost of $49.99, which is super inexpensive in compared
Virtual.
to a lot of workshops.
Can be
So we are going to talk about that and then take you from content to coins, like show you how to progress where the things that you are putting out in the social media world will actually be a return on your investments, whether it's time, whether it's money. That's going to be an opportunity to do that. So that's on June the 24th. And then on June the 22nd, we have a 10th annual prayer breakfast, Praying for a Cure, the Angels Surviving Cancer. Prayer breakfast will take place at the Hilton North. All of the funds and proceeds will go towards seniors in high school whose mother has succumbed breast cancer within the last year, or they have lost them to breast cancer. So we're awarding them $1,000 scholarship. So you can go to angelsurvivingcancer.org. We
Okay.
still have tickets available for that. We would love to have you. We have gospel artist, award-winning Vashawn Mitchell, who is going to be our entertainer, as well as Dr. Pastor Mia K. Wright is going to be our keynote speaker, and I am the MC. So I would love to see you all there.
Now your content to coins, that's going to be virtual.
It's virtual.
Okay,
Yes, it's
perfect. Make
virtual.
sure I have the
Hmm.
link for that because I'd like to get that out to them as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Well, thank
Thank
you
you so
so much,
much.
Ms. Mika. I appreciate you taking time. I know you have a busy, busy day,
Mhm.
and I appreciate you taking your time out to share all of the goodness that you've shared with us. And again, thank you for keeping that promise to your brother. And I know that you'll make his light shine because, again, I don't even know him, but now I know what kind of heart he had just through listening to what you had to say.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, mothers and daughters, another great one for you. Again, that was Miss Mika Diamond. And until next time. Hey, ladies, this is your official invitation to join us on the Winner's Circle Cruise in January. We're going to meet in Fort Lauderdale and go through Key West. And then from Key West, we are going to go over to Bimini, Bahamas. If you have not been to the Bahamas in the last year or so, you've got to go. It is so wonderful, so lovely, so awesome. So far, we've got a good group of ladies that are already signed up. The max to go is 24, unless something wild happens, but 24 is the max. If you received the flyer from me, you know that you need to go ahead and get your deposit down. So we'll spend the first day in Fort Lauderdale getting on the cruise. It'll spend a day on the water. We'll get over to Key West, spend a day there. That'll be day 3. And then for day 4, we will be in Bimini, Bahamas, and we will spend an entire day there where we will just foo la la, foo la la, foo la la. And the final day, we will be back in Fort Lauderdale. I do suggest that you get to Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the night before the cruise. I have seen people be left, so don't be one of them. Now, if you want to leave the day we get back, the cruise is going to be back. By the time you get off, it'll be 10. So if you want to book you a flight, book it after 10 or noon. You just saw the beautiful rooms that we are going to be booking. Yes, every room will have a balcony unless you declare otherwise. Now look at that water. Can you tell me you don't want to be there? Look at all of those good markets. You telling me you don't want to be with the winner's circle? The Winner's Circle is for women owners of businesses that want to get together with other women from all over different places to be able to mastermind, to talk about our businesses, to grow, to support one another, to hear others' perspectives on how you can do things different in your business to be the best business and to grow your business. Anything that you can't talk about with other people, this is a great time. Join us on the Winner's Circle Cruise.